I think it's time for a radio show.
Hello there. I see in the news, according to CNN, embattled Florida Rep Matt Gaetz was denied a meeting with Trump. I know how he feels, said Eric. All right, let's do this.
This radio show's beginning at the beginning.
Hit music now with Phil Allen on Radio 1, where hit music lives.
Phil Allen.
Hello, Tuesday.
Across the island and around the world, this is Radio 1 with Phil Allen.
Hit music with Phil Allen. Radio 1 Mallorca.
Back to school day here in Los Angeles. This is back to school week, really. Parents have been waiting for this for almost a year. Our kids went back this morning. We're so eager to drop them off, I'm honestly not sure if it was their school. It was a school.
The brewers of Miller Lite are now selling candles, which include scents such as Dive Bar, Beer Garden, and Game Day. Of course, their beer will remain unscented.
Greetings. Welcome to the show.
And now, here to entertain you,
the finest broadcaster.
My favorite show.
Showtime.
I know you like me.
Kicking off the show today, that's Sean Finn with a brand new version of the classic Don't Ya at Radio 1 Mallorca. Hello, good afternoon. This is Phil Allen for Tuesday. Cloudy with sunny intervals this afternoon. Highs up to 17 degrees. Tonight turning clear. Overnight lows down to 11 degrees. Tomorrow a mostly cloudy day with highs 18 degrees. Sunset this evening, 8:26. And on the radio, Magical J with Mark Copy. This is Love Me Better on Radio 1 Mallorca.
Hit music with Phil Allen.
Plastic surgery is so big in New York. Earlier today, a Central Park squirrel asked his doctor to remove the wrinkles from his nuts.
Radio 1 Mallorca.
Daniel Freight featuring Chris Kiss and their version of Horny on Radio 1 Mallorca. Hello, this is Phil Allen. Lots to get through in this hour. Soul Train anthem and a few songs. Our stand-up comedy bit around about 1:30. Today we're going to listen to Dane Cook on Women Who Exaggerate. We'll have an old-school flashback classic, plus we'll open the birthday file and talk Kim Kardashian as well. If you'd like to get in touch with the show, I'm on Twitter and Instagram at DJ Phil Allen, or you can email me. It's mail@phil-allen.co.uk. Back to the hits right now. Here's Bree Runway with Hot Hot on Radio 1 Mallorca.
You think you hot.
This is Radio 1.
Now, hotter than ever, Phil Allen.
Justin Bieber with Peaches on Radio 1 Mallorca. We are going back in time with a Soul Train anthem next.
If it's a hit,
It's here.
Radio 1.
Phil Allen.
From the home of Richie and Aisha at breakfast, this is Radio 1 Mallorca. It's stand-up comedy time now with Dane Cook on Women Who Exaggerate.
This girl that I was seeing, this is why we had to break it off. Because I don't like a girl that exaggerates. So when you start telling me the story, what happens to me is my brain is so fantastical that I have such a fantastical brain that when you start to exaggerate, I don't follow the story, I follow the exaggeration. And it gets me frustrated because she would be like, oh my God, Dane, there was a fire down the street from my house. There was like 1,000 firefighters out there. No, there was not. That's way too many firefighters. They'd all be out there bumping into each other. There's like 1,000 of us. Who called 1,000 of us? Is anyone on the hoses? I believe there's 1,000 of us, if I were to guesstimate. I got home from work today, I took like 100-hour nap. No, you did not. You'd be very sick if you're taking 100-hour naps. That's a coma. Say you took a coma after work, and I can follow the story. I took a coma. 100 hours? Was it about 100 hours? That's a great coma. That's a good coma.
Dane Cook. Hit music now. Love this tune from Doja Cat featuring SZA. This is Kiss Me More on Radio 1 Mallorca. You're listening to Radio 1 Mallorca, and in today's breaking Not Headline News, for the very latest Not Headline News, let's cross now to the Not Headline Newsroom.
This is Not Headline News. There's a new Netflix show called The Serpent. It's nice to see Tommy Lee's junk add another credit to his IMDb page. Travis Barker got a tattoo of Kourtney Kardashian's name. It would mean a lot more if he didn't already have a tattoo of everyone else's name. Vaccine slots are going unused in Mississippi, as are salads. Their easy solution to get people to show up for the vaccine: make them bacon-scented. And singer Lou Bega turns 46 today. He sang Mambo No. 5. There's only one thing worse than that song: the people who made it a hit. This is not headline news.
Phil Allen.
Thank you. Here's Tom Enzi with I Can Be Your Lover.
Radio 1 Mallorca. I can be your lover if I want to.
Phil Allen.
You're listening to Radio 1 Mallorca. It is Tuesday, April 13th, 2021. Kim Kardashian is now officially a billionaire, according to Forbes, and the reality star seems to have no plans of slowing down. But what's the worst thing about being a billionaire during the pandemic? Let's ask Alexa.
Here are the worst things about being a billionaire during the pandemic. The Grubhub delivery can't even break $1 million bill. You have to keep your yacht 6 feet apart. Dom Perignon doesn't make a hand sanitizer. Your face mask won't stay up because the decorative diamonds are just too heavy. When everyone's face is covered, they can't tell their helicopter pilot from their food taster. It's impossible to find a masseuse willing to work on your submarine. And getting a vaccine means standing in line with commoners. Oh yuck. And those are some of the worst things about being a billionaire during the pandemic.
Thanks, Alexa. It was on this date in 1970, the 13th day of April, that an oxygen tank blew up on Apollo 13, and a very young Ron Howard said, "Hey, I've got a great idea for a movie." On this date in 1997, Tiger Woods became the youngest person ever to win the Masters tournament. He celebrated his achievement by not driving anywhere. Alison Williams turns 33 today and would prefer you to recognize her as an actress and not newscaster Brian Williams' daughter. Lou Bega turns 46 today. He, of course, is famous for Mambo No. 5, a much bigger hit than Mambo's 1 through 4. Rick Schroeder turns 51 today. He was once a child actor named Ricky, but then one day had his Y clinically removed. Tony Dow, Wally from Leave It to Beaver, turns 76 today. And finally, one of the stars of the 80s film, Big, has said that producers of the movie originally wanted Robert De Niro for the leading Tom Hanks role. And we've got hold of the trailer. Let's take a listen.
For Josh Baskin, life was a little unfair until he made a little wish.
I wish I were big.
Sweetheart, 7:30, are you up? Josh, get up! Time for school!
You talking to me?
Who else would I be talking to? You gotta catch the bus.
You talking to me?
We're out of Dunkaroos. Is chocolate pudding okay instead?
Who the do you think you're talking?
Robert De Niro is Big.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
Summer 1988.
I'd watch that. Here's KSI, Youngblood, Polo G with Patience on Radio 1 Mallorca.
Phil Allen.
Tuesday hour 2.
Across the island and around the world. This is Radio 1 with Phil Allen.
Hit music with Phil Allen. Radio 1 Mallorca.
Of course, the former president is probably just happy anyone's talking about him, according to the Washington Post. Google search results for his name are at their lowest point since 2015. And most of those are just Eric asking the computer if Daddy loves him.
Today's show is brought to you by Golf. Hey, quick note to the networks. It really doesn't need slow motion replay. It's slow enough. Just saying.
Can you blow my whistle?
Kicking off hour 2 on the show today, that's Whistle, brand new tune from Laid Back Luke, Tribs, featuring Bertie Scott at Radio 1 Mallorca. Hello, this is Phil Allen. Cloudy with sunny intervals this afternoon with highs 17 degrees. Tonight, turning clear with overnight lows down to 11 degrees. Tomorrow, a mostly cloudy day with highs 18 degrees. Sunset this evening, 8:26, and the sea surface temperature around Mallorca right now is up slightly to 15.5 degrees. Coming up in this hour, Soul Train Anthem on the way in a few songs. Stand-up comedy, round about 2:30. We're going to hear from Deanne Smith on figuring out when you're middle-aged. A flashback classic is lined up and ready to go later in the hour, plus your showbiz update. We'll have audio from Kimmel, Fallon and Colbert. If you'd like to get in touch with the show, I'm on Twitter and Instagram at DJ Phil Allen. On email, it's mail@phil-allen.co.uk. Hit music now. Here's Promised Land featuring Sandy Chambers and Someone Else on Radio 1 Mallorca.
Hit music with Phil Allen.
Time to visit the penitentiary. When my phone battery died, I was angry and needed to find an outlet. That one's gonna hurt. You're now leaving the penitentiary.
Radio 1 Mallorca.
Phil Allen.
Hit music and stand-up comedy too. Stand-up comedy time right now with Deanne Smith on Figuring Out You're Middle-Aged.
I love my little dog so much, but she makes me think about myself in a new way, and I don't appreciate that. I like to think that I am like a young, cool, radical punk. But when I'm in my weatherproof jacket, and I'm walking my little chihuahua, and she's in her weatherproof jacket, I'm like, oh, I'm a middle-aged white lady. Oh, my goodness. Oh, gosh. Better go drink some yogurt and misuse some emojis. Like, I know my place. Not everybody reads me as middle-aged, but I know that I'm middle-aged because I have a formula for it. Some of you guys might be middle-aged right now and not even realize it. Here's my formula. If you can take the age that you're at now, double it, die, and it's not a tragedy, you're middle-aged. That's one of my favorite sounds right there. The earlier sound was the very specific sound of 34-year-olds reluctantly doing math. And it's very specific.
Deanne Smith. Love this tune from Becky Hill. Last Time plays now on Radio 1 Mallorca.
Baby, now you're back again.
You're listening to Radio 1 Mallorca, and in today's breaking password news, password anxiety is a real phenomenon, as 64% of us say we'll avoid visiting certain websites or accounts where we've forgotten our password. We've all been there. You know what we mean. Password hell.
Please enter your new password.
Okay. Duckies.
Sorry, your password must contain at least 8 characters.
Rubber duckies.
Sorry, your password must contain 1 numerical character.
20 rubber duckies.
Sorry, the password cannot have blank spaces.
20 stupid rubber duckies.
Sorry, the password must contain at least 1 uppercase character.
20 stupid rubber duckies I'm about to stick up your butt.
Sorry, the password cannot use more than 1 uppercase character consecutively.
Okay, now I'm really getting safe. How about 20 stupid rubber duckies that I'm about to stick up your butt if you don't give me my new password?
I'm sorry, that password is already in use.
Oh, no!
Please start over.
Phil Allen.
Thank you. Here's Iman Beck and Good Boys with Goodbye.
Radio 1 Mallorca.
Phil Allen. Showbiz Update.
This is Radio 1 Mallorca. Here comes your showbiz update for Tuesday. First up, audio from last night's The Tonight Show, starring Jimmy Fallon.
Let's get to some news. Well, guys, today President Biden met with a bipartisan group of lawmakers to discuss his $2 trillion infrastructure plan. Unfortunately, the meeting started late because of road closures on I-90, 91, 92, 93, 94, and 95. Yep, Biden wanted to bring both parties together on this plan, but Republicans don't seem interested. So make that one more bridge that can't be built. Domino's is about to start delivering pizzas using driverless robot cars. Amazing. Now a multi-million-dollar robot can deliver your $7.99 pizza combo. I find that a bit odd. And this is fun, though. To ease the transition between human and robot deliveries, the car will have the faint smell of weed.
Oh, good.
Right now, the robot is telling itself it's only doing this job to save up money for studio time with its band. Get this, I saw the two new budget airlines, Breeze Airways and Avelo Airlines, are set to begin flying this spring. Breeze isn't exactly the best name for an airplane. Not really what you want to feel while flying in a plane. It's like, somebody got the window down? I'm not saying they're cheap, but they make Spirit and Southwest look like Dolce & Gabbana. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they're cheap, but when you take off, all the passengers have to pedal. Instead of standard seating, when you board the plane, the flight attendants just hand you a folding chair. Passengers boarding both Breeze and Avelo will be looking at each other at the gate like, good luck.
Jimmy Fallon. Kim Kardashian has revealed that her family's new show will premiere on Hulu after the final season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which ends later this year. According to Ampere Analysis, there are now more subscriptions to services including Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, HBO Max, and Disney Plus than there are people in the whole of the USA. Next up, more audio. Here's a clip from last night's Jimmy Kimmel Live.
This is interesting. You know what has seen an uptick during the pandemic, besides crying? UFOs, or at least sightings of UFOs. Reports of unidentified flying objects have skyrocketed. There were 1,000 more sightings nationwide over the same period last year. Most of the reports came during March and April when lockdown was at its most strict and we were at our most high. But listen, when you've been staring into a ring light for 12 hours a day, you're bound to see some circles in the sky. Matt Gaetz is that congressman from Florida with the hair. He is under investigation. Allegations of sex trafficking of a minor. Gaetz made an appearance at the Trump Doral Resort in Miami this weekend for something called the Save America Summit. It's hosted by a group called Women for America First, which is hilarious. And their keynote speaker had a dire warning for the ladies at lunch.
So when you see the leaks and the lies and the falsehoods and the smears, when you see the anonymous sources and insiders forecasting my demise, know this: they aren't really coming for me. They're coming for you.
No, they're coming for you. They're not coming for just you. Let he who has never Venmo'd a prostitute cast the first stone.
Jimmy Kimmel. Sad news, Sopranos star Joseph Ceravo, who played Tony Soprano's father, has died following a long battle with cancer. He was 64. Matrix star Carrie Ann Moss has talked about how the day after she turned 40, she was offered a movie role as a grandmother. Nick Cannon is expecting twin boys with Abby De La Rosa. Cannon is also father to 4-month-old daughter Powerful Queen Cannon and 4-year-old son Golden Cannon, whom he shares with ex-Brittany Bell, as well as 9-year-old twins Moroccan and Monroe with ex-wife Mariah Carey. Abby De La Rosa lists her career as a broadcast professional and an international DJ. Don't we all treasure? Will Smith and director Antoine Fuqua have pulled production of their runway slave drama Emancipation from Georgia over the state's recently enacted law restricting voting access. Usher is being accused of throwing fake money at some dancers at a strip club in Vegas, but the club says he was paying real money and that someone in his entourage just left some fake bills with Usher's face on them to promote his upcoming Vegas residency. Nomadland, which won Best Film Director and Actress at the BAFTA Awards over the weekend, is now tipped to sweep the Academy Awards as well. And finally, here's audio from The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
The AP wrote an article on the former POTUS's waning influence, and they noted that on late-night TV, some have tried to scrub him out entirely, with Late Show host Stephen Colbert refusing to say his name. Okay, you got me. Guilty as noticed. But for the record, I'm not trying to scrub him out. It's just that legend has it, now that he's out of office, if you say his name 3 times, he appears in your bathroom mirror and then uses your toilet while complaining that it's low flush. So, after the whole January 6th thing, no, even before that, it was after November 6th when he did that whole I won thing, I plan not to say the guy's name again. I think I've paid my dues in that regard. But now that the buzzkills over at the AP have mentioned it, it's no fun anymore. Besides, it's really hard coming up with synonyms for this douche nozzle's name. Have we used douche nozzle? You don't have to use douche nozzle? Well, now I use douche nozzle. Now I can't use douche nozzle. Usually I call him the former president, but that gives him dignity and me flashbacks. Also, I'm looking for a reliable substitute for his name. Maybe I should just call him, Melania's husband or Jeff Epstein's dance partner or something really insulting like Don Jr.'s father. But I have to call him something. Hopefully someday the defendant. But until then, this is where you come in. What should I call the old president when there's a story about him? Tweet them to @ColbertLateShow with the hashtag #HeWhoShallBeNamed. I will say the most original and appropriate names on the air up to a point. It's CBS. They're not going to let me call him a piece of Believe me, I know.
Stephen Colbert. Back to the hits. Here's Robin Schulz, Felix Jan, and Alida with One More Time on Radio 1 Mallorca.
Can break my heart.
Phil Allen.
I mean, what's not to love? That's it from me for today. Stick around for Diablo V next with Essential Afternoons. Des from the Maldives with Tuesday's Drive Time from 6. I'll see you tomorrow on the radio from 1.
Oh, my sweet darling. Oh, my dearest love. I'll count the hours that you're away.
Bless you, Trish.
Well, that's our show.
It's over. What?
It's over. It is over.
Is that it?
That's it. Everybody still awake?
Will you come on already? I just can't stand these long goodbyes.
All right, big finish.
See you later.
This is Radio 1 with Phil Allen. Phil Allen. Spread the word.
Yeah.
And the love.
Radio